Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. And if you are returning, well, welcome back. You are like my BFFs, part of my family. So glad to have you return. If you are new, remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other content. And we're so glad to have you here. So lately I've been seeing circulating a lot on Facebook groups about the when was the last time. I think Heather Kell recently did a video on that of just like and this is going to be a very similar spin of that. But for me, sometimes, and I know this is like dumb, but for me, it's easier to work backwards. So instead of doing when was the last time, it's going to be more of when do I need to. And then I can try to pop it in my monthly or somewhere near there to just kind of make me aware of what I am doing. So I'm going to just start by boxing off that top part. I'm looking for one that I really think will go with. I might use this one. Yeah, so instead of, like I said, working backwards of like, okay, I did that in June. When do I need to? Because then it's a little bit easier for me to know like when I should be doing it again. And you could write both, I suppose. You could write when you did it and when you need to do it, depending on what you want, what it is that you want to do. But for me, I just would rather know when I have to do it than when I did it. But then I guess the caveat to that is if you don't write down when you did it, you might forget. But I don't think that's as, like I said, for me, that's not as important. So this is a very similar thing. Either way you do it, it's going to be pretty close to the same. But it's, yeah, and hers was really great to watch. I really enjoy her. She's very, very talented lady. I love her videos. She was one of the first happy planner, because I had watched some planner videos, but it was in the Erin Condren, and she was one of the first happy planner videos that I watched, and she actually inspired me quite a lot. So, alright. Just to kind of like mark it off the top. Now what I'm going to do is I like, just know what I'm saying. I like to have more continuity in, like, I like things squared off a little bit more. So I'm actually just going to put a row right down the middle too. So I can figure out. Now, this is the reason why I kind of decided I wanted to do one is because this is more household for me than it is anything else. Because I feel like the household stuff that you don't do very often is stuff that is, like I said, for me, it's just, I get distracted and I don't do it, and I want to be able to monitor when I'm supposed to be doing certain things. So alright. But you could make a list like this you could make just one giant master list, or you could make a list like this for pretty much anything you wanted. If you want to like do work stuff or school stuff or whatever you really want. Okay, so the next thing that you need to determine is how many things you want to write on here. And even if you just like pre-write down those things, then you need to figure out what's on here, how many times do you need to do it. So is this something that you do monthly? Is it something you do annually, quarterly? How many times a year are you actually needing to do it? And then that's going to determine how many stickers you need to actually put down for that. So I am going to get big and small boxes for this, depending on what the item is that I need to do. I'm going to start with this item right here. And this is fitting like snug like a glove. Look at that. That's like perfect fit. Not that that's coming up, but I just feel like I need to do that. And then across the top, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get one that's like mismatched, is I'm going to take, now this is from the Productivity Sticker Book. I think you can get this at Michael's. I think it's at Hobby Lobby also. I'm pretty sure. But I know for a fact it's at Michael's. This was the December release or January release Productivity Sticker Book. I got it at Michael's. And here's where I'm going to do the item. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this, and I don't want this pen. I don't know why I grabbed it. I want something like fun, more fun. I'm going to do the gray. Not that that's more fun than the blue, but whatever. 1, 2, 6. Okay, so this is going to be a 6-month thing for me, but I need to do it for the entire year. So depending on what I do, I might do 2 rows of it, or I might just create another one because this is a monthly. So I think it is anyways, but I'm going to change I guess what you'd call AC filter in my house, although it's, you know, heating and cooling. And I did it yesterday, which was the 20th. So May 20th is when I did it. So I'm just going to kind of, this is going to start. So as I just mentioned, check. As I just mentioned, this is kind of like, when do I need to? But this is the last time I did it. So I'm already going to check that one off. So I would need to, on June 20th, because we have the monthlies, change them. And then July 20th, 2018. Now I'm going to leave those blank just in case we switch to, like, for some reason and got the longer life one. So in fact, that's actually going to be, I'm going to leave that like it is, because if I do get the longer life ones, and I write big generally, so I want to make sure I have lots of room for that space underneath there. And I'm going to do there we go. Now this is something that's a little bit more, like, probably not as crucial for some people, but to me it's something that I like to do somewhat frequently because I feel like it gets crazy if we don't, and that's May. I just messed that up. Oh well. 2018, check. And I'm gonna do, I think, a 90 day. So, and this is rotating close. And it's not for me, but for my boys. So 90. So this, because we're going in the spring. So that would be June, July, August. So I'm gonna do August 20th, 2018. And obviously, if I do the 21st, the sky is not going to fall in, but it's just to kind of give me a rough date of when I need to do it, and kind of be on top of things that way. And then as I'm planning for my monthly, when I get to closer to that date, I can look on it and I can incorporate that in there. So I write big. I also just like having a bigger space to be able to write certain things down. So, gosh, I can't even believe how great these fit. Like, so great. I did that one a little bit higher, but that's okay. It's just going to kind of cut it off a little bit, but it'll be all right. You know what, actually? I'm just going to put it below. No one has to know, right? Alright, so I like that big one though. I don't know if I have another big one in here. Not that these ones are bad, I just don't like them as much. I mean, I got these ones, but I'm gonna think about that for a second. So yeah, This is descaling my coffee pot. And I can't fit the word pot, but I don't think it really matters. I have not done this, so I need to still do this. And then I think you're supposed to do it every, like, what, 60 days? Probably been a year since I did it, people. Don't judge. But yeah, so that's something that needs to happen pretty quickly. And I need to write when I need to do it next after that. But this is great for, like, servicing your AC unit, doing, you know, like when you opened your vents, if you have a crawl space, like when you opened your vents, changed light bulbs out and like outside lamps, stained deck, things like that. The stuff that maintenance that you're probably, like, you probably can see when it needs to be done for some of it, but at the same time, if you do it proactively, it's going to save you a lot of time and effort in the long run. So that is kind of my recommendation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lovely one right here. I'm going to try to line it up a little bit better, although the other one's rounded. And I'm a realtor, so homeowner maintenance is super important to me. And then I'm going to take one of these and I'm just going to kind of layer it over it. So my goal here is, obviously I'm not intending to keep them in this line. It's going to go over the line, and that's okay. I'm just going to keep writing into that, but it's just going to have a little more space. And then I need one of those cool little long ones underneath. We're sticking with the underneath theme here for this side. Boop. And this is going to be to change smell. Change. What are they called? I can't even think of their name right now. I'm just going to put smell goods because I can't think of the actual name, but they're those things that you put in, like the that just make your house like a diffuser kind of thing, but they just kind of make it smell good. So I still want to do that too. So here's basically the list, and I'll write down all the dates as I need to, but as I write it, I'm just going to keep putting the date that I need to write it now, do it again next, and then you can check it off. And that's just going to help keep things a little bit cleaner. And that way we know what we're doing, right? So that way there's no issues to get it done. So at the very top, let's see. I'm just going to write, and guys, I have horrible writing, so don't judge it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Just so I can see it a little bit harder. Now you can fill the back too if you had more stuff. I like to write bigger, so I like the bigger boxes, but you could fit way more if you did small boxes like that. And you probably could. If you did like a label, like you probably just write 5 instead of like May, but oh well. And if I got a ruler, this would be a lot straighter, but that's okay too. It's more for function, right? When do I? Oops. Look, I just messed that up. Oh, well, I'm gonna fix it. Still an M, but I can fix this. Now it's a really weird looking E. Oh well, guys, look, this is what I get for not really paying attention to what I'm doing. And that's okay. I'm not really that particular about things like this. Now, I'm sure some of you are, and this will drive you crazy, and I would highly recommend you write it before you do all that, because if I had, I probably would have gotten a new piece of paper, but at this point in time, it's done. All right. So there you have it. When do I need to list? And it's just very easy to do, and you just put the things that you feel like are great. You can use the back as well. It's open, it's ready, it's ready to be used, and you can fill it up. And if you want something that's a little bit easier to transport, put it on a half sheet, and then you can just fit it right in. And if you have things that you need to do monthly, put it on a half sheet and then throw it in your monthly. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to go over here to my monthly and throw it in for the time being. And I'll probably move it to a different location, but for right now, and then that way I'll know exactly on June 20th. I can just mark it off and be done with it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to see what y'all think, and if you've done this creatively, I talked about doing a Facebook group, so if you think that's a good idea, then let me know what you think, and I'll add you to it if I end up doing it, and you can post photos of things that you've done similar to this. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, if you are new to my channel, remember to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Have a great day!